sooth, I know not why I am so sad. It wearies me. You say it wearies you, but how I caught it, found it, came by it, what stuff 'tis made of, whereof it is born I am to learn. And such a want-wit sadness makes of me, I have much ado to know myself.
Your mind is tossing on the ocean, there where your argosy is with portly sail like signors or rich burghers on the flood, or as it were the pageants of the sea, do overbear the petty traffickers that curtsy to them, do them reverence, as they fly by them with their own wings.
Believe me, sir, had I such venture forth, the better part of my affection will be with my hopes abroad. I shall be still blacking the grass to know where sits the wind, peering in maps for ports and pits and roads, and every object that might make me fear misfortune of my venture, out of doubt, will make me sad.
My wind cool and my wrath would blow me to an end when I thought what harm a wind so great at sea might do. That such a thing the chance to make me sad, but tell not me. I know Antonio is sad to think about his merchandise.
Believe me, no.
No?
Thank my fortune for it. My ventures are not in one bottom trusted, nor to one place.
True.
Nor is my entire estate upon the fortune of this present year. Therefore, my merchandise makes me not sad.
Why then you are in love?
Fie.
Not in love neither. Then let us say you are sad because you are not merry, and 'twere as easy for you to laugh and leap and say you are merry because you are not sad.
Here comes Bassanio, your most noble kinsman, Graciano and Lorenzo. Farewell. We leave you now with better company.
I would have stayed until I made you merry if our friends had not prevented me.
Oh, your worth is very dear in my regard. I take it your business calls on you and you embrace the opportunity to depart.
Good morrow, my good lords.
Good signors both. When shall we laugh? Say when. You grow exceeding strange. Must it be so?
Well, we will let our leisures to attend on yours.
My Lord Bassanio, since you have found Antonio, we too will leave you. But at dinner time, I pray you, have in mind where we must meet.
I will not fail you.
You look not well, Signor Antonio. You have too much respect upon the world. They lose it that do buy it with much care. Believe me, you are marvellously changed.
I see the world, but as the world, Graciano, a stage where every man must play a part, and mine, a sad one.
Let me play the fool. With mirth and laughter let old wrinkles come, and let my liver rather heat with wine than my heart cool with mortifying groans. Why should a man, whose blood is warm within, sit like his grandsire, cut in alabaster, sleep when he wakes, and creep into the jaundice by being peevish? Oh, Antonio, I do love thee, and it is my love that speaks. There are a certain kind of men whose visages do cream and mantle like a standing pond, and who a wilful stillness entertain, with purpose to be dressed in an opinion of wisdom, gravity, profound conceit, and who, as like to say, I am Sir Oracle, and when I ope my lips, let no dog bark. Oh, Antonio, I do know of these, therefore, who only are reputed wise for saying nothing, when I'm very sure, if they should speak, would damn those very ears, which, hearing them, would call their brothers fools. But I'll tell you more of this anon. Meanwhile, fish not for this fool gudgeon, this melancholy bait, this opinion. Come, good Lorenzo. We must away. I'll tell you more of this at supper.
Well, we will leave you then till dinner time. I must be one of these same dumb wise men, for Gratiano never lets me speak.
Keep me company but 2 years more, thou shalt not know the sound of thine own tongue.
Farewell. I'll grow a talker for this gear.
Thanks, i' faith, for silence is only commendable in a neat-tongued bride, and a maid not bendable.
Is that anything now?
Gratiano speaks an infinite deal of nothing, more than any man in all Venice. His reasons are as 2 grains of wheat hid in 2 bushels of chaff. You shall seek all day ere you find them, and when you have them, they're not worth the search.
Well, what same lady is it that you swore a secret pilgrimage to, that you had today promised to tell me of?
It is not unknown to you, Antonio, how much I have disabled mine estate by something showing a more swelling port than my faint means would grant continuance. Nor do I now make moan to be abridged from such a noble rate. My chief care is to come freely off from the great debts wherein my time something too prodigal hath left me gagged. To you, Antonio, I owe the most, in money and in love. From your love I have a warranty to unburden all my plots and purposes, how to get free of all the debts I owe.
I pray you, good Bassanio, let me know it. And if it stand, as you yourself still do, within the eye of honour, be assured, my purse, my person, my extremest means lie all unlocked to your occasions.
In my school days, when I had lost one shaft, I shot his fellow off the self-same flight, the self-same way, with more advised watch, to bring the other forth. And by adventuring both, I oft found both. I urge this childhood proof, because what follows is pure innocence. I owe you much, and like a wilful youth, that which I owe is lost. But if you please to shoot another arrow, that self-way that you did shoot the first, I do not doubt, for I shall watch the aim, to bring forth both, or bring your latter hazard back again, and thankfully rest debtor for the first.
You know me well, and herein spend but time to wind about my love with circumstance. And out of doubt, you do me now more wrong by making question of my uttermost, than if you had made waste of all that I have. So do but say what I should do, that in your knowledge may by me be done, and I am pressed unto it. But therefore speak.
In Belmont is a lady richly left, and she is fair, and fairer than that word, of wondrous virtues. Sometimes from her eyes I did receive fair speechless messages. Her name is Portia, nothing undervalued to Cato's daughter, Brutus Portia, nor is the wide world ignorant of her worth, for the 4 winds blow in from every coast, renowned suitors, and her sunny locks hang on her temples like a golden fleece, making her seat of Belmont Calco strand, and many Jasons come in quest of her. Oh, my Antonio, had I but the means to hold a rival place with one of them, I have a mind presages me such thrift, that I should questionless be fortunate.
Thou know'st that my fortunes are all at sea. Neither have I money nor commodity to raise the present sum. Therefore go forth, try what my credit can in Venice do. That shall be racked, even to the uttermost, to furnish thee to Belmont, to fair Portia. Go, presently inquire, as will I, where money is, and I no question make, to have it of my trust or for my sake.
Nerissa, my little body is a-weary of this great world.
You would be, sweet madam, if your miseries were in the same abundance as your good fortunes are, and yet, for aught I see, they are as sick that surfeit with too much, as they that starve with nothing. It is no mean happiness, therefore, to be seated in the mean. Superfluity comes sooner by white hairs, but competency lives longer.
Good sentences, and well pronounced.
They would be better if well followed.
If to do were as easy as to know what were good to do, chapels had been churches, and poor men's cottages princes' palaces. It is a good divine that follows his own instructions. I can easier teach 20 what were good to be done than be one of 20 to follow mine own good teaching. The brain may devise laws for the blood, but a hot temper leaps over a cold decree. Such a hare is madness, the youth, to skip over the meshes of good counsel, the cripple. But this reasoning is not in the fashion to choose me a husband. Oh, me, the word choose. I may neither choose whom I would, nor refuse whom I dislike. So is the will of a living daughter curbed by the will of a dead father. Is it not hard, Nerissa, that I can neither choose one nor refuse none?
Your father was ever virtuous, and holy men at their death have good inspirations. Therefore, the lottery that he hath devised in these 3 chests of gold, silver, and lead, whereof who chooses his meaning, chooses you, will no doubt never be won by any rightly, but one that you should rightly love. But what warmth is there in your affection to any of these princely suitors that have already come?
I pray thee, overname them, and ask thou namest them. I will describe them.
First, there is the Neapolitan prince.
Aye, that's a colt indeed, for he doth nothing but talk of his horse.
Then there's the County Palatine.
He doth nothing but frown, as who should say, if you will not have me, choose. He hears merry tales, and smiles not.
How like you, the French lord, Monsieur Le Bon?
God made him, and therefore let him pass for a man. In truth, I know it is a sin to be a mocker, but why, he hath a horse better than the Neapolitans, a better bad habit of frowning than the Count Palatine. For if he loves me to madness, I shall never requite him.
What say you to Falconbridge, the young Baron of England?
You know I say nothing to him, for he understands not me nor I him. He hath neither Latin, French, nor Italian, and you will come into the court and swear I have a poor penny's worth in the English.
What think you then of the Scottish lord, his neighbour?
That he hath a neighbourly charity in him, for he borrowed a box of the ear of the Englishman, and swore he would pay him back when he was able. I think the Frenchman became his surety, and sealed under for another.
How like you, the young German, the Duke of Saxony's nephew?
Very vilely in the morning, when he is sober, and most vilely in the afternoon, when he is drunk.
If he should offer to choose, and choose the right casket, you should refuse to perform your father's will if you refuse to accept him.
Therefore, for fear of the worst, I pray you, set a deep glass of Rhenish wine on the contrary casket. For if the devil be within, and that temptation without, I know he will choose it. I will do anything, Nerissa, ere I be married to a sponge.
You need not fear, lady, the having of any of these lords, for they have acquainted me with their determinations, which is to return to their home and to trouble you with no more suit, unless you may be won by some other sort than your father's imposition, depending on the caskets.
If I live to be as old as Sibylla, I will die as chaste as Diana, unless I be obtained by the manner of my father's will. I am glad this parcel of wooers are so reasonable, for there is not one among them but I dote on his very absence, and I pray God grant them a fair departure.
Do you not remember, lady, in your father's time, a Venetian, A scholar, a soldier who came hither in the company of the Marquis of Montferrat.
Yes, it was Bassanio. As I think, he was so called.
True, madam. He, of all the men that ever my foolish eyes looked upon, was the best deserving of a fair lady.
I remember him well, and I remember him worthy of thy praise. How now, what news?
The 4 strangers seek for you, madam, to take their leave, and there is a 5th come from the Prince of Morocco. He brings word that the prince, his master, will be here tonight.
If I could bid the 5th welcome, with so good a heart, as I bid the other 4 farewell, I should be glad of his approach. If he had the condition of a saint, but the complexion of a devil, I would rather he should shrive me than wive me. Come, Nerissa. Sirrah, go before. As we shut the gates on one wooer, another knocks at the door.
$3,000 Well,
Aye, sir, for 3 months.
for 3 months. Well,
For the which, as I told you, Antonio shall be bound.
Antonio shall become bound. Well,
May you stead me? Will you pleasure me? Shall I know your answer?
3,000 ducats for 3 months and Antonio bound.
Your answer to that?
Antonio is a good man.
Have you heard any imputation to the contrary?
Oh, no. My meaning in saying he is a good man is to have you understand me that he is sufficient. Yet his means are in supposition. He hath an argosy bound to Tripoli, another to the Indies, and I understand, moreover, upon the Rialto he hath a 3rd to Mexico, a 4th for England, and other ventures hath he squandered abroad. But ships are but boards, sailors are but men. There are land rats and water rats, land thieves and water thieves, I mean pirates. And there is the perils of wind and water and rocks. The man is notwithstanding sufficient. 3,000 ducats. I think I may take his bond.
Be assured you may.
I will be assured I may, and that I may be assured I will bethink me. May I speak with Antonio?
If it please you to dine with us?
Yes, to smell pork, to eat of the habitation your prophet the Nazarite conjured the devil into. I will buy with you, sell with you, talk with you, walk with you, and so following, but I will not eat with you, drink with you, nor pray with you. What news on the Rialto? Who is he comes here?
This is Senor Antonio.
How like a fawning publican he looks. I hate him. For he is a Christian, but more, for that in low simplicity he lends out money gratis and brings down the rate of usance here with us in Venice. If I can catch him once upon the hip, I will feed fat the grudge I bear him for so long. He hates our sacred nation, and he rails, even there where merchants most do congregate, on me, my bargains and my well-won thrifts, which he calls interest. Cursed be my tribe if I should forgive him.
Shylock, do you hear?
I am debating of my present store, and from my near guess of memory I cannot instantly raise up the full gross of 3,000 ducats. But what of that? Tubal, a wealthy Hebrew of my tribe, will furnish me. But soft, how many months do you desire? Ah, rest you fair, good senor. Your worship was the last man in our mouths.
Shylock, although I neither lend nor borrow by the giving nor taking of excess, yet to supply the right wants of my friend, I'll break a custom. Is he yet possessed? How much you would?
Aye, 3,000 ducats.
And for 3 months?
For 3 months, you told me so.
Well, Shylock, shall we be beholding to you?
Senor Antonio, many's a time and oft on the Rialto you have rated me about my monies and my usances. Still, I have borne it with a patient shrug, for sufferance is the badge of all our tribe. You call me misbeliever, cutthroat dog, and spit upon my Jewish gabardine, all for use of that which is mine own. Well now, it now appears you need my help. Go to then, you come to me and you say, Shylock, we would have monies. You say so. You who did void your room upon my face and foot me as you spurn a stranger cur over your threshold. Monies is your suit. What should I say to you? Should I not say, hath a dog money? Is it possible a cur can lend 3,000 ducats? Or shall I bend low, and in a bondsman's key with bated breath and whispering humbleness say this? Fair sir, you spit on me Wednesday last. You spurn me on such a day. Another time you call me dog. And for these courtesies, I lend you thus much monies.
I am as like to call thee so again, to spit on thee again, to spurn thee too. If thou wilt lend this money, lend it not as to thy friends, for when did friendship take a breed for barren metal of his friend? But rather lend it to thine enemy, who if he break, thou mayst with better face exact the penalty.
Why, look you how you storm. I would be friends with you and have your love. Forget the shames that you have stained me with. Supply your present wants, and take no doit of usance for my monies, and you'll not hear me. This is kind I offer.
This were kindness.
This kindness I will show. Go with me to the notaries. Seal me there your single bond. And, in a merry sport, if you repay me not, on such a day, in such a place, such sum or sums as expressed in the condition, let the forfeit be nominated for an equal pound of your fair flesh. To be cut off and taken from a part of your body pleases me.
Content in faith, I'll seal to such a bond, and say there is much kindness in the Jew.
You shall not seal to such a bond for me. I'll rather dwell in my necessity.
Have no fear, man, I will not forfeit it. Within these 2 months, that's a month before this bond expires, I do expect return of three times the value of this bond.
Father Abraham, what these Christians are, whose own hard dealings teach them suspect the thoughts of others. Pray you, tell me this. If he should break his day, what should I gain by the exaction of the forfeiture? A pound of man's flesh taken from a man is not so estimable, profitable neither, as the flesh of muttons, beefs, and goats. I say this by his favour I extend his friendship. If he will take it, so. If not, adieu. And for my love, I pray you wrong me not.
Yes, Shylock, I will seal unto this bond.
Meet me forthwith at the notary's. Give him direction for this merry bond, and I will go to my house and purse the ducats straight. See to my house, which is left in the fearful guard of an unthrifty knave, and presently I will be with you.
Hi thee, gentle Jew. The Hebrew will turn Christian, he grows kind.
I like not fair terms from a villain's mind.
Oh, come on, in this there can be no dismay. My ships come home a month before the day.
Certainly my conscience would serve me to run from the Jew, my master. But the fiend is at mine elbow, and he tempts me, saying, Gobbo, Lancelot, Gobbo, good Gobbo, or good Lancelot, or good Lancelot, Gobbo. Use your legs. Take a start. Run away. Oh, my conscience says to me, no, take heed, honest Lancelot, take heed, honest Gobbo, or, as aforesaid, honest Lancelot Gobbo, do not run. Scorn running with thy heels. While the most courageous fiend bids me pack. Via, says the fiend. Away, says the fiend. For the heavens rouse up a brave mind, says the fiend, and run. Oh, my conscience, hanging about the neck of my heart, says very wisely to me, my honest friend Lancelot, being an honest man's son, or rather, an honest woman's son. For my father, he did something smack, something grow too. He had a kind of taste. Well, my conscience says to me, Lancelot, budge not. Budge, says the fiend. Budge not, says my conscience. Conscience, say I, you counsel well. Fiend, say I, you counsel well. To be ruled by my conscience, I should stay with the Jew, my master, who, God bless the mark, is a kind of devil. But to run from the Jew, I should be ruled by the fiend, who, saving your reverence, is the devil himself. Certainly the Jew is the very devil incarnal, but my conscience, in my conscience, be but a kind of hard conscience to counsel me to stay with the Jew. The fiend gives the more friendly counsel. I will run, fiend. My heels are at your command. I will run.
Master, young man, you, I pray you, which is the way to Master Jews?
Oh, heavens, this is my true begotten father, who, being more than sand blind, high gravel blind, knows me not. I will try confusions with him.
Master, young gentleman, you, I pray you, which is the way to Master Jews?
Turn up by your right hand at the next turning on your left. Turn down of no hands, but turn down indirectly to the Jew's house.
My God's sonties, 'twill be hard wait it. Can you tell me whether one Lancelot that dwells with him dwell with him or no?
Talk you of young Master Lancelot. Mark you now, I will raise the waters. Talk you of young Master Lancelot?
No master, sir, a poor man's son.
Talk not of Master Lancelot, father. For the young gentleman, according to the fates and destinies and sisters three and such branches of learning, is indeed deceased. Or as you would say in plain terms, gone to heaven.
Marry, God forbid. That boy were the very stuff of me age, me very prop.
Do I look like a cudgel or a hovel post, a staff or a prop? Do you not know me, father?
Alack, sir, I'm sand-blind. I know you're not.
Nay, if you had your eyes, you may fail in knowing me. It is a wise father who knows his own child. Well, old man, I will tell you news of your son. Give me your blessing. Truth will come to light. Murder cannot be hid long. A man's son may, but at length truth will out.
I pray you, sir, stand up. No, I'm sure you're not Lancelot, my boy.
Pray you, let's have no more fooling about it. Give me your blessing. I am Lancelot, your boy that is, your boy that was, and your child that shall be.
Lord, how art thou changed? How dost thou and the master agree? I brought him a present. How agree you now?
Well, but as I have set up my rest to run, I will not rest until I have run some ground. My master is a very Jew. Give him a present. Give him a halter. I am famished in his service. You may tell every finger I have by my ribs. Oh, Father, I am glad you are come. Give me your present to one Master Bassanio, who gives rare new liveries. If I serve him not, I will run as far as God has any ground. Oh, rare fortune, here comes the man. To him, Father, for I am a Jew if I serve the Jew any longer.
You may do so, but let it be so hasted that supper be ready at the farthest by 5 o'clock. See the letters delivered, put the liveries to making, and desire Graziano to come anon to my lodging.
To him, Father.
God save your worship.
Great mercy, wouldst thou aught with me?
This is my son, sir.
To be brief,
poor boy.
The very truth is, my master, having done me wrong, doth cause me, as my father being an old man,
I have here a dish of doves which I bestow upon your worship.
Unto you, so we can.
My suit is
one speak for both. What would you?
Serve you, sir.
That is the very defect of the matter, sir.
I know thee well. Thou hast obtained thy suit. Shylock, thy master, spoke with me this day and has preferred thee. If it be preferment to leave a rich Jew's service to become the follower of so poor a gentleman.
Oh, the old proverb is well parted between my master Shylock and you, sir. You have the grace of God, sir, and he hath enough.
Thou speakst it well. Go farther with thy son. Take leave of thy old master and inquire my lodging out. Give him a livery more guarded than his fellows. See it done.
Oh, if fortune be a woman, she's a good wench for this gear. Come, Father, I'll take my leave of the Jew in a twinkling of an eye.
Signor Bassanio.
Graziano!
I have a suit to you.
Well, you have obtained it.
You must not deny me. I must go with you to Belmont.
Well, then you must. But, hear thee, Graziano, thou art too wild, too rude, and bold of voice. Parts that become thee happily enough, and in eyes such as ours appear not faults. But, where thou art not known, why then they appear something too liberal. I pray thee, take pain to allay with some cold drops of modesty thy skipping spirit, lest through thy wild behaviour I be misconstrued in the place I go to, and lose my hopes.
Signor Bassanio, hear me. If I do not put on a sober habit, talk with respect, and swear but now and then, wear prayer books in my pockets, look demurely, nay more, when grace is saying, hood mine eyes thus with my hat, sigh and say, Amen. Use all the observances of civility like one well studied in sad ostent to please his grandam. Never trust me more.
Well, we shall see your bearing.
Nay, but I bar tonight. Thou shalt not gauge me by what we do tonight.
No, that were pity. I would entreat you rather to put on your boldest suit of mirth, for we have friends that purpose merriment. But I have some business. Fare you well.
And I must to Lorenzo and the rest, but I will see you at supper time.
I am sorry thou shalt leave my father so. Our house is hell, and thou, a merry devil, did rob it of some taste of tediousness. But fare thee well, there is a ducat for thee. And Lancelot, soon at supper shalt thou see Lorenzo, who is thy new master's guest. Give him this letter, and do it secretly. And so farewell. I will not have my father see me talk with thee.
Adieu. Tears exhibit my tongue. Most beautiful pagan, most sweet Jew. If a Christian did not play the knave and get thee, I am much deceived. But adieu. These tears do somewhat drown my manly spirits. Adieu.
Farewell, good Lancelot. Alack! What heinous sin is it in me to be ashamed to be my father's child? But though I am a daughter to his blood, I am not to his manners. Oh, Lorenzo, if thou keep promise, I shall end this strife, become a Christian and thy loving wife.
Lancelot, what's the news?
And it shall please you to break open this. It shall seem to signify.
I know the hand. In faith, 'tis a fair hand. And whiter than the paper it writ on is the fair hand that writ.
Love news, in faith.
By your leave, sir.
Whither goest thou?
To bid my old master, the Jew, to sup tonight with my new master, the Christian.
Hold there. Take this. Tell gentle Jessica I will not fail her. Speak it privately. Go. Gentlemen, will you prepare you for this mask tonight? I am provided of a torchbearer.
I'm merry. I'll be gone about straight.
And so will I.
Meet me and Graziano at Graziano's lodging some hour hence.
This good with the soul.
Was not that letter from fair Jessica?
I must needs tell thee all. She has directed how I am to take her from her father's house, what gold and jewels she has in readiness, what page's suits she is furnished with. If e'er the Jew her father come to heaven, it will be for his gentle daughter's sake. And never dare misfortune cross her foot unless she does it under this excuse that she is issued to a faithless Jew. Come, go with me. Peruse this as thou goest. Fair Jessica shall be my torchbearer.
Well, thou shalt see. Thine eye shall be thy judge, the difference of old Shylock and Bassanio. What, Jessica? Thou shalt not gormandize as thou hast done with me. What, Jessica? And sleep and snore and rend apparel out. Why, Jessica, I say! Oh, this girl.
Call you? What is your will?
Jessica, I am bid to supper. There are my keys. But wherefore should I go? I am not bid for love. They flatter me. But yet I will go in hate and feed upon the prodigal Christian. Jessica, look to my house. I am right loath to go, for there is some ill a-brewing towards my rest. For I did dream of money bags tonight.
I do beseech you, sir, go. My young master doth expect your reproach.
So do I his.
And they have conspired together. I will not say you shall see a mask. But if you do, it was not for nothing that my nose fell a-bleeding Black Monday last. Falling out that year was 6 year on Ash Wednesday in the afternoon.
What are their masks? Look you here, Jessica. Look after my house, lock the doors, and when you hear the drum and the vile squealing of the wry-necked fife, clamber not you up to the casements then, or thrust your head into the public street to gaze on Christian fools with varnished faces. But stop my house's ears, I mean my casements. Let not the sound of shallow foppery enter my sober house. By Jacob's staff, I have no mind for feasting forth tonight. Yet I will go, Go you before me, sir, and say I will come.
I will go before. And mistress, look out the window at all this, for there will come a Christian by who'll be worth a Jewess's eye.
What says that fool of Hagar's offspring, huh?
Oh! His words were farewell, mistress, nothing else.
The patch is kind enough, but a huge feeder. Snail slow in profit and sleeps more by day than the wild cat. Drones hive not with me, therefore I part with him. And I part with him to one who would have him help to waste his borrowed purse. Well, Jessica, go in. Perhaps I will return immediately. Shut doors after you. Fast bind, fast find. A proverb never stale in thrifty mind.
Farewell! And if my fortune be not crossed, I have a father, you a daughter, love!
Here is the penthouse under which Lorenzo bid us take our stand.
His hour is almost ours.
Yeah, and 'tis a marvel. He outruns his hour, for lovers always run before the clock.
Down times fast the Venice pigeons fly. The seal loves bonds you made that they want to keep obliged faith unforfeited. Oh, here comes Lorenzo. All this hereafter.
Sweet friend, your patience for my long abode. Not I, but my affairs have made you wait. When it shall please you to play the thieves for wives, I would as long for you then. Approach. Here dwells my father Jew. Oh, who's with him?
Who are you? Tell me for more certainty, albeit I swear that I do know your tongue.
Lorenzo, and thy love.
Lorenzo, certain, and thy love indeed. For who love I so much? And now, who knows but you, Lorenzo, whether I am yours?
Heaven and thy thoughts are witness that thou art.
Here, catch this casket. It is worth the pains. I am glad this night you do not look upon me, for I am much ashamed of my exchange. But love is blind, and lovers cannot see the pretty follies that themselves commit. For if they could, even Cupid himself would blush to see me thus transformed into a boy.
Descend, for you must be my torchbearer.
What? Must I hold a candle to my shame? They themselves, good sooth, are too light. Why, 'tis an office of discovery. Love and I shall be obscured.
And so are you, sweet, even in the lovely garnish of a boy. But do come at once, for the close night doth play the runaway, and we are staged for at Bassanio's feast.
I shall gild myself with some more ducats and be with you straight.
Now, by my hood, a Gentile, and no Jew.
Beshrew me, but I love her heartily, for she is wise, if I can judge her, and fair she is, if that mine eyes be true. And true she is, as she hath proved herself. And therefore, like herself, wise, fair, and true shall she be placed in my constant soul. What? Are thou come? On, gentlemen, away! I'm asking Maester this time for a stay.
Who's there?
Signor Antonio?
Oh, fie, Graciano. Where are all the rest? 'Tis 9 o'clock. Our friends all stay for you. No mass tonight. The wind has come about. Bassanio presently will go aboard. I have sent 20 out to seek for you.
I am glad on't, for I desire no more delight than to be under sail and gone tonight.
Go draw aside the curtains, and discover the several caskets to this noble prince. Now, make your choice.
How shall I know if I do choose the right?
One of them contains my picture, Prince. If you choose that, then I am yours with half.
May some god direct my judgment. Ah, let me see. What says this leaden casket? Who chooseth me must give and hazard all he hath. Must give. For what? For lead? Hazard for lead? This casket threatens. Ha! Men that hazard all do it in hopes of fair advantages. A golden mine stoops not to shows of dross. I'll then nor give nor hazard aught for lead. What says this silver with her virgin hue? Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. As much as he deserves. Pause there, Morocco, and weigh thy value with an even hand. If thou be straitened by thy estimation, thou dost deserve enough, and yet enough may not extend so far as to this lady. And yet to be afeard of my deserving were but a weak disabling of myself. As much as I deserve, that's the lady. I do in birth deserve her, and in breeding and graces, and in qualities of everything, and more than these, in love I do deserve. What if I strayed no further, but chose here? Let's see once more this saying graved in gold. Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. That's the lady. All the world desires her. From the four corners of the earth they come to kiss this shrine, this mortal breathing saint. One of these three contains her heavenly picture. Shall I think that lead contains her? Ha! 'Twere damnation to think so base a thought. 'Twere too gross to rib her cerecloth in the obscure grave. Or shall I think in silver she's immured, being 10 times undervalued to tried gold? Oh, damn thought! Never so rich a gem was set in worse than gold. They have in England a coin that bears the figure of an angel stamped in gold, but that's inscoped upon. But here an angel in a golden bed lies all within. Deliver me the key. Here do I choose and thrive me as I may.
There, take it, Prince. And if my form lie there, then I am yours.
Oh. Well, what have we here? A carrion death, within whose empty eye there is a written scroll. I'll read the writing. All that glisters is not gold. Often have you heard that told? Many a man his life hath sold, but my outside to behold. Gilded tombs do worms enfold. Had you been as wise as bold, young in limbs and judgment old, your answer had not been inscrolled. Fare you well. Your suit is cold. Cold, indeed, labor lost. Farewell, heat. Welcome, frost. Portia, adieu. I have too grieved a heart to take a tedious leave. Thus loser's part.
A gentle riddance. Draw the curtains, go. Let all of his complexion choose me so.
Quick, quick, I pray thee. Draw the curtain straight. The Prince of Arragon hath taken his oath, and comes to his election presently.
Behold, there stand the caskets, noble prince. If you choose that wherein I am contained, straight shall our nuptial rites be solemnized. But if you fail, without more speech, my lord, you must be gone from hence immediately.
I am enjoined by oath to observe 3 things. First, never to unfold to anyone which casket 'twas I chose. Next, if I fail of the right casket, never in my life to were made in way of marriage. Last, if I do fail in fortune of my hopes, immediately to leave you and be gone.
To these injunctions everyone doth swear, that comes to hazard for my worthless self.
And so have I addressed me. Fortune now to my heart's hopes. Gold, silver, and base lead. Who chooseth me must give or hazard all he hath. You shall look fairer ere I give or hazard. What says the golden chest? Let me see. Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. What many men desire, that many may be meant by the fool multitude that choose by show. Why then, to thee, thou silver treasure house, tell me once more what title thou dost bear. Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. And well said too, for who shall go about to cozen fortune and be honourable without the stamp of merit? Well, but to my choice. Who chooseth me shall get what he deserves. I will assume desert. Give me a key for this, and instantly unlock my fortunes here.
Too long a pause for that which you find there.
What is this? The portrait of a blinking idiot presenting me a schedule. I will read it. How much unlike art thou to Portia? How much unlike my hopes and my deservings? Who chooseth me shall get what he deserves. Did I deserve no more than a fool's head? Is that my prize? Or my deserts no better? What's here? The fire 7 times tried this. 7 times tried that judgment is that did never choose amiss. Some there be that shadows kiss, such have but the shadow's bliss. There be fools alive, I wis, Salvador, and so was this. Take what wife you will to bed, I will ever be your head. So be gone, you are sped. Still more fool shall I appear by the time I linger here. With 1 fool's head I came to woo, but I go away with 2. Sweet, adieu. I keep my oath patiently to bear my wrath.
Thus hath the candle singed the moth. Oh, these deliberate fools! When they do choose, they have the wisdom by their wit to lose.
The ancient saying is no heresy. Hanging and wiving go by destiny.
Go, draw the curtains, Nerissa.
Where is my lady?
Here, what would you?
Madam, there is alighted at your gate a young Venetian, one who comes before to signify the approaching of his lord, from whom he bringeth sensible regrets. To it, besides commends and courteous breath, gifts of rich value. Yet I have not seen so likely an ambassador of love. A day in April never came so sweet to show how costly summer was at hand, as this forswearer comes before his lord.
No more, I pray thee. I am half afeard anon thou wilt say he is some kin to thee. Thou spendest such high days wit in praising him. Come, Nerissa, for I long to see quick Cupid's post that comes so mannerly.
Bassanio, Lord love, if thy will it be.
Now, what news on the Rialto?
Yet it lives there unchecked that Antonio had a ship of rich wedding wrecked at the narrow seas. The Goodwins, I think they call the place, very dangerous laden fennel, where carcasses of many a tall ship lie buried. As they say, if my gossip report be an honest woman of her word, well, I would. It might prove the end of his losses.
Let me say, betimes, lest the devil cross my prayer, for here he comes in the likeness of a Jew. How now, Shylock? What news among the merchants?
You knew. None so well as you of my daughter's flight. She is damned for it. My own flesh and blood to rebel.
There is more difference between thy flesh and hers than between jet and ivory. More between your blood than there is between red wine and Rhenish. But tell us, do you hear whether Antonio had any loss at sea or no?
There, I have another bad match. A bankrupt, a prodigal, who dare scarce show his head upon the Rialto. A beggar, who used to come so smug upon the mart. Let him look to his bond. He was wont to call me usurer. Let him look to his bond. He was wont to lend money as a Christian courtesy. Let him look to his bond.
Why, I'm sure, if you forfeit, thou wilt not take his flesh. What is it good for?
To bait fish withal. If it will feed nothing else, it will feed my revenge. He hath disgraced me, and hindered me 500,000, laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, scorned my nation, thwarted my bargains, cooled my friends, heated mine enemies. And what's his reason? I am a Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes? Hath not a Jew hands, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions, fed with the same food, wounded with the same weapons, subject to the same diseases, healed by the same means, warmed and cooled by the same winter and summer, as a Christian is? If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? If we are like you in the rest, we will resemble you in that. If a Jew wrong a Christian, what is his humility? Revenge. If a Christian wrong a Jew, what should his sufferance be? By Christian example. Why? Revenge. The villainy you teach me, I will execute, and it shall go hard, but I will better the instruction.
Gentlemen, my master Antonio is at his house and desires to speak with you both.
We have been up and down to seek him.
Here comes another of the tribe. There cannot be much unless the devil himself turn Jew.
How now, Turbo? What news from Genoa? Hast thou found my daughter?
I often came where I did hear of her, but cannot find her.
Why, there, a diamond gone. Cost me 2,000 ducats in Frankfurt. The curse never fell upon our nation till now. I never felt it till now. 2,000 ducats in that, and other precious, precious jewels. I would my daughter were dead at my foot, and the jewels in her ear.
Other men have ill luck too. Antonio, as I heard in Genoa.
What ill luck?
Hath an argosy cast away coming from Tripoli.
I thank God. Is it true?
I spoke with some of the sailors that escaped the wreck.
I thank thee. Good, Tubal. Good news. Ha ha.
I spoke with some of the creditors on my way back to Venice, and they all swear he cannot choose but break.
I am very glad of it. I will plague him. I will torture him. I am glad of it.
Antonio is certainly undone.
Yea, that's true. That's very true. Go, Tubal. Fee me an officer. Bespeak him a fortnight before. I'll have the heart of him if he forfeit. For were he out of Venice, I can make what merchandise I will. Go, Tubal. Meet me at our synagogue, Tubal. Go, good Tubal, at our synagogue.
I pray you, tarry. Pause a day or two before you hazard. For in choosing wrong, I lose your company. Therefore, forbear a while. There is something tells me, but it is not love. I would not lose you. And you yourself know hate counsels not in such equality. But lest you should not understand me well, and yet a maiden hath no tongue but thought, I would detain you here some month or two before you venture from me. I could teach you how to choose right, but I am then forsworn. So will I never be. So may you miss me. But if you do, you'll make me wish a sin that I had been forsworn. Oh, beshrew your eyes! They have overlooked me and divided me. One half of me is yours. The other half, yours. Mine own, I would say. But if mine, then yours. Oh, these naughty times put bars between the owners and their rights. So though yours, not yours. Prove it so. Let fortune go to hell for it, not I. I speak too long, but 'tis to appease the time, to eke it, and to draw it out in length, to stay you from election.
Let me choose. For as I am, I live upon the rack.
Upon the rack. Then confess what treason there is mingled with your love.
None, but that ugly treason of mistrust which makes me fear the enjoying of my love. There may as well be life and amity between snow and fire as treason and my love.
Aye, but I fear you speak upon the rack, wherein men enforced do speak anything.
Promise me life, and I'll confess the truth.
Well then, confess and live.
Confess and love had been the very sum of my confession. Oh, happy torment, when my torturer doth teach me answers for deliverance. But let me to my fortune, and to the caskets.
Away then. I am locked in one of them. If you do love me, you will find me out. Nerissa and the rest, stand all aloof. Let music sound, while he doth make his choice. Then, if
if he loops, he makes a swan-like end, fading in music. But the comparison may stand more proper. My eye shall be the stream and watery deathbed for him. He may win. And what is music then? Then music is even as the flourish when true subjects bow to a new crowned monarch. Such it is as the dulcet sounds in break of day that creep into a dreaming bridegroom's ear and summon him to marriage. There he goes, with no less presence, but with much more love than young Alcides when he did redeem the virgin tribute paid by howling Troy to the sea monster. I stand for sacrifice. The rest aloof are the Dardanian wives, with blurred visages, come forth to view the issue of the exploit. Go, Hercules, live thou, I live. With much, much more dismay, I view the fight than thou that makes the fray.
So may the outward shows belease themselves. The world is still deceived with ornament. In law, what plea so tainted and corrupt, but being seasoned with a gracious voice obscures the show of evil? In religion, what damned error but some sober brow will bless it and approve it with a text, hiding the grossness with fair ornament? There is no vice so simple, but assumes some mark of virtue in his outward parts. How many cowards whose hearts are all as false as stairs of sand, wear yet upon their chins the beards of Hercules and frowning Mars, who inward searched have livers white as milk. And these assume but valor's excrement to render them redoubted. Look on beauty, and you will see 'tis purchased with the weight, wherein works a miracle in nature, making them lightest that wear most of it. So too the crisp, snaky, golden locks that make such wanton gambols with the wind, upon supposed fairness, often known to be the dowry of a second head, the skull that bred them in the sepulchre. Thus, beauty is but the guiled shore to a most dangerous sea. The beauteous scarf veiling an Indian beauty. In a word, the seeming truth which cunning times put on to entrap the wisest. Therefore, thou gaudy gold, hard food for Midas, I'll have none of thee, nor none of thee, thou pale and common drudge between man and man. But thou meagre lead, which rather threatenest than dost promise aught, thy paleness moves me more than eloquence. And choose I here, joy be the consequence.
How all the other passions fleet to air, as doubtful thoughts and rash embraced despair, and shuddering fear, and green-eyed jealousy. Oh, love, be moderate. Allay thy ecstasy, in measure reign thy joy. Scant this excess. I feel too much thy blessing. Make it less, for fear I surfeit.
What find I here? Fair Portia's counterfeit. What demigod hath come so near creation? Move these eyes? You that choose not by the view, chance is fair and choose as true. Since this fortune falls to you, be content and seek no new. If you will be well pleased with this, and hold your fortune for your bliss, turn you where your lady is, and claim her with a loving kiss. A gentle scroll, fair lady, by your leave. I come by note to give and to receive, as one of two contending in a prize, that thinks he hath done well in people's eyes, hearing applause and universal shout, yet giddy in spirit, still gazing in a doubt whether these pearls of praise be his or no. So thrice, fair lady, stand I even so, doubtful whether what I see be true, until confirmed, signed, ratified by you.
You see, Lord Bassanio, where I stand, such as I am. For myself alone, I would not be so ambitious in my wish, to wish myself much better. But for you, I would be trebled 20 times myself, 1,000 times more fair, 10,000 times more rich. Myself, and what is mine to you, and yours is now converted. But now, I was master of this fair mansion, lord of these servants, queen over myself. Even now, but now, this house, these servants, and this same myself are yours, my lord. I give them with this ring, which if thou part from, lose, or give away, shall presage the ruin of your love, and be my vantage to exclaim on you.
Madam, you have bereft me of all words. Only my blood speaks to you from my veins, and there is such confusion in my powers, as if after some oration fairly spoke by a beloved prince, there doth appear among the buzzing, pleased multitude, where every something, being blent together, turns to a wild of nothing, save of joy, expressed and not expressed. But when this ring parts from this finger, then parts life from hence. Oh, then be bold to say, Bassanio's dead.
My lord and lady, it is now our time that have stood by and seen our wishes prosper, to cry good joy, my lord and lady.
My lord Bassanio, and my gentle lady, I wish you all the joy that you can wish, for I'm sure that you can wish none from me. And when your honours mean to solemnize the bargain of your faith, I do beseech you, even at that time, I may be married too.
With all my heart. So thou canst get a wife?
I thank your lordship. You have found me one. My eyes, my lord, can look as swift as yours. You saw the mistress. I beheld the maid. You loved, and I loved for intermission.
No more pertains.
The voice coming from down there. No more pertains to you, to me, my lord, than you. For your fortune stood upon the casket there, and so did mine too, as a matter falls. For wooing here until I sweat again, and sweating till my very roof was dry with oaths of love, at last, if promises last, I had a promise from this fair one here to have her love, provided your fortune achieved her mistress.
Is this true, Nerissa?
Madam, it is. So you stand pleased with all?
And do you, Graziano, mean good faith?
Yes, lord. Faith indeed.
Our feast shall be much honoured in your marriage.
But who comes here? Lorenzo and his infidel, and my old friend Salanio.
Lorenzo and Salanio, welcome hither. If that the youth of my new interest here hath the power to bid you welcome, by your leave, I bid my very friends and countrymen, sweet Portia, welcome.
So do I, my lord. They are entirely welcome.
I thank your honour. For my part, my lord, my purpose was not to have seen you here, but meeting with Salanio by the way, he did entreat me past all saying nay to come with him along.
I did, my lord, and I have a reason for it. Senor Adonio commented to you.
Ere I ope his letter, I pray you how my good friend doth.
Not sick, my lord, unless it be in mind. Not well, unless in mind. His letter there will show you his estate.
Nerissa, cheer young stranger, bid her welcome. Bassanio, your hand. What news from Venice? How does that royal merchant, good Antonio? I know we'll be glad of our success. We are the Jasons. We have won the fleeces.
I would. You had won the fleece that he had lost.
There are some shrewd contents in yon same paper that steals the color from Bassanio's cheek. Some dear friend dead, as nothing in the world could turn the constitution of any constant man. With leave, Bassanio, I am half yourself, and must freely have the half of anything the same paper brings you.
Oh, sweet Portia, here are a few of the unpleasant words that ever blotted paper. Gentle lady, when I did first impart my love to you, I told you freely all the wealth I had ran in my veins. I was a gentleman. And then I told you true. And yet, dear lady, rating myself as nothing, you shall see how much I was a braggart. For indeed, I have engaged myself to a dear friend, engaged my friend to his mere enemy, to feed my means. Here is a letter, lady, the very paper as the body of my friend, and every word in it a gaping wound, issuing life blood. But is it true, Salanio? Have all his ventures failed? Not one hit? From Tripolis, from Mexico and England, from Lisbon, from Barbary and India, and not one vessel escaped the dreadful touch of merchant marring rocks?
Not one, my lord. Besides, it sure appears that if he had the present money to discharge the Jew, he will not take it. Never did I know a creature that did bear the shape of man, so keen and greedy to confound the man. He pleased the Duke at morning and at night, and doth impeach the freedom of the state if they deny him justice. The Duke himself, the Magnificus of great sport, have all persuaded with him, but not contrive him from the envious plate of forfeiture, of justice, and his bond.
When I was with him, I have heard him swear to Tubal and to Chus, his countrymen, that he would rather have Antonio's flesh than 20 times the value of the sum that he did owe him. And I know, my lord, if law, authority, and power denied not, it would go hard with poor Antonio.
Is it your dear friend that is thus in trouble?
The dearest friend to me, the kindest man, the best conditioned and unwearied spirit in doing courtesies, and one in whom the Roman honour more appears than any that draws breath in Italy.
What sum owes he the Jew?
For me, 3,000 ducats.
What? No more? Pay him 6,000 and deface the bond. Double 6,000, then treble that, before a friend of this description shall lose a hair through Bassanio's fault. First, come with me to church and call me wife. Then away to Venice to your friend. For never shall you lie by Portia's side with an unquiet soul. You shall have gold enough to pay this petty debt 20 times over. When it is paid, bring your true friend along. And Nerissa and myself, meantime, will live as maids and widows. Come away, for you shall hence upon your wedding day. Bid your friends welcome. Show a merry cheer. Since you are dear bought, I will love you, dear. Now, let me hear the letter of your friend.
Sweet Bassanio, my ships have all miscarried, my creditors grow cruel. My estate is very low, my bond to the Jew is forfeit, and since in paying it, it is impossible I should live. All debts are cleared between you and I. If I might but see you at my death, notwithstanding, use your pleasure. If your love do not persuade you to come, let not my letter.
Oh, love, dispatch all business and be gone.
Since I have your good leave to go away, I will make haste. But till I come again, no bed shall e'er be guilty of my stay, nor rest be interposer twixt us twain.
Look to him. Tell not me of mercy. This is the fool who lent out money gratis. Jailer, look to him.
Hear me yet, good
I'll
child.
have my bond. Speak not against my bond. I have sworn an oath, and I will have my bond. Thou call'st me dog, before thou hast the cause. Well, since I am a dog, beware my fangs. The Duke shall grant me justice. I do wonder, thou naughty jailer, thou art so fond to come abroad with him at his request.
I pray you hear me speak.
I'll have my bond, I'll not hear thee speak. I'll have my bond, therefore speak no more. I'll not be made a soft and dull-eyed fool, to shake the head, relent, and sigh, and yield to Christian intercessors. Follow not, I'll have no more speaking. I'll have my bond.
There's the most impenetrable cur that ever kept the man.
Let him alone. I'll follow him no more with bootless prayers. He seeks my life. I know well his reason why. I've often delivered from his forfeitures, many that have at times made moan to me. Therefore he hates me.
I'm sure the Duke will never grant this forfeiture to hold.
The Duke cannot deny the course of law. For the commodity that strangers have with us in Venice, if it be denied, will much impeach the justice of his state, such that the trade and profit of the city consisteth of all nations. Therefore go. These griefs and losses have so baited me. Shall hardly spare a pound of flesh tomorrow to my bloody creditor. Well, jailer, on. Pray God Bassanio come to see me pay his debt, and then I care not.
Lorenzo, I commit into your hands the husbandry and manage of my house until my lord's return. For mine own part, I have toward heaven breathed a secret vow to live in prayer and contemplation, only attended by Nerissa here, until her husband and my lord's return. There is a monastery 2 miles off. There we will abide. I do desire you not to deny this imposition, which my love and some necessity now lays upon you.
Madam, with all my heart, I shall obey you in all fair commands.
My people do already know my mind, and will acknowledge you and Jessica in place of Lord Bassanio and myself. Farewell, till we shall meet again.
Fair thoughts and happy hours attend on you.
I wish your ladyships all heart's content. I thank you for your wish, and am well pleased to wish it back on you. Farewell, Jessica. Farewell. As I have ever found thee honest true, so let me find thee still. Take this same letter, and use all the endeavour of a man in speed to Padua. See that you render it in my cousin's hand, Dr. Valeria. Look what notes and garments he doth give thee, and bring them, I pray thee, with imagined haste, unto the traject, to the common ferry which trades to Venice. Waste no time in words, but get thee gone. I shall be there before thee.
Madam, I go with all convenient speed.
Come, Nerissa. I have work in hand that you yet not know of. We shall see our husbands before they think of us.
Shall they see us?
They shall, Nerissa, but in such a habit that they shall think we are accomplished with that we lack. I'll hold thee any wager. When we are both accoutred like young men, I'll prove the prettier fellow of the two, and wear my dagger with the braver grace, and speak between the change of man and boy with a reed voice, and turn to mincing steps into a manly stride, and speak of phrase like a fine bragging youth, and tell quaint lies, how honorable ladies sought my love, which I, denying, they fell sick and died. I could not do without, and I'll repent and wish for all that I had not killed them. And 20 of these puny lies I'll tell, that men shall swear I have discontinued school above the 12th month. I have within my mind 1,000 raw tricks, these bragging jacks, which I will practice.
Why, shall we turn to men?
Fie, what a question's that? That wert near a lewd interpreter. But come, I'll tell thee my whole device when I am in my coach, which stays for us at the park gate. Haste away, for we must measure 20 miles today.
Yes, truly. For look you, the sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. Therefore, I promise ye, I fear you. I was always plain with you, and so I speak my agitation on the matter. Therefore, be of good cheer, for truly, I think you are damned. There may be but one kind of hope that could do you any good, but that be a kind of bastard hope neither.
And what hope is that, I pray thee?
You may partly hope that the Jew got you not, that you are not the Jew's daughter.
Oh, that were a kind of bastard hope indeed. So the sins of my mother shall be visited upon me.
Well, then I fear you are damned by both father and mother. For if I shun Scylla your father, I fall into Charybdis your mother. You are gone both ways.
I shall be saved by my husband. He hath made me a Christian.
Right? And truly the more to blame he. We were Christians enow before, e'en as many as could well live, one by another. This making of Christians will raise the price of hogs. If we grow all to be pork eaters, we shall shortly not have a rasher on the coal for money.
Is Antonio here?
Ready, sir, please, your grace.
I am sorry for thee. Thou art come to answer a stony adversary, an unfeeling wretch, incapable of pity, void and empty of any dram of mercy.
I have heard your grace hath taken great pains to qualify his rigorous course, but since he stands obdurate, and that no lawful means can carry me out of his envy's reach, I do oppose my patience to his fury, and am armed to suffer, with a quietness of spirit, the very tyranny and rage of his.
Go on and call the Jew into the court.
He's ready at the door. He comes, my lord.
I will have order in my court. Make room and let him stand before our face. Shylock, the world thinks, and I think so too, that thou must at least this fashion of thy malice unto the last hour of act. And then 'tis thought thou show thy mercy and remorse, more strange than is yet thy strange apparent cruelty. And where thou now exacts the penalty, which is a pound of this poor merchant's flesh, thou wilt not only loose the forfeiture, but, touched by human gentleness and love, forgive the moiety of the principal, glancing at our pity on his losses, which have of late so huddled on his back in note to press our royal merchant down. We all expect a gentle answer, Jew.
I have possessed your grace of what I purpose, and by our holy Sabbath have I sworn to have the due and forfeit of my bond. If you deny me, let the danger light upon your charter and your city's freedom. You will ask me why I rather choose to have a weight of carrion flesh than to receive 3,000 ducats. I'll not answer that, but say it is my humor. Is it answered?
No.
So I will give no reason, nor can I not, more than a lodged hatred and a certain loathing I bear Antonio, why I follow thus a losing suit against him. Are you answered?
No.
This is no answer, thou unfeeling man, to excuse the current of thy cruelty.
I am not bound to please thee with my answers.
All men kill the thing they do not love.
Hates any man a thing he would not kill.
Every offence is not a hate at first.
What, wouldst thou have a serpent sting thee twice?
I pray you, I think you question with the Jew. You may as well go stand upon the beach and bid the main flood bait his usual height. You may as well use question with the wolf, why he hath made the ewe bleat for the lamb. You may as well forbid the mountain pines to wag their high tops, and make no noise where they are threatened with the gusts of heaven. You may as well do anything most hard, as seek to soften that, than which what's harder? His Jewish heart. Therefore I do beseech thee, make no more offers, use no further means, and with all brief and plain conveniency, give me judgment, and the Jew his will.
For thy 3,000 ducats, here is 6.
Every ducat in 6,000 ducats were in 6 parts, and every part a ducat. I would not draw them. I would have my bond.
How shalt thou seek for mercy, rendering none?
What judgment shall I dread, doing no wrong? You have among you many a purchased slave, which like your asses and your dogs and mules you use in abject and in slavish parts, because you bought them. Shall I say to you, let them be free, marry them to your heirs, Why sweat they under burdens? Let their beds be made soft like yours, and their palates seasoned with such viands. You will answer me, the slaves are ours.
Yeah.
So do I answer you. The pound of flesh that I demand of him is mine.
No.
It is dearly bought, and I will have it.
No.
Fie upon your law if you deny me. There is no force in the decree of Venice. I stand for judgment. Answer me. Shall I have it?
No.
Upon my power, I may dismiss this court, unless Valerio, a learned doctor, who I have sent for to determine this, come here today.
My lord, here stays without a messenger with letters from the doctor, new come from Padua.
Bring us the letters. Call the messenger.
Good cheer, Antonio. What man, courage yet? The Jews shall have my flesh, blood, bone, and all, and thou shalt lose one drop of blood for me.
I am the tainted wether of the flock. Meet is for death. The weakest kind of fruit drops earliest to the ground, and so let me. You cannot be better employed, Bassanio, than to live still and write mine epitaph.
Come you from Padua? From Valerio?
From both, my lord. Valerio greets your grace.
Your grace shall understand that at the receipt of your letter, I am very sick. But in the instant that your messenger in his visitation was with me, a young doctor of Rome, his name is Balthazar. I acquainted him with the causing controversy between the Jew and Antonio the merchant. We turned o'er both books together. He is furnished with my opinion, which, bettered with his own learning, comes with him at my opportunity to fill up your grace's request in my stead. I beseech you, let his lack of years be no impediment to your gracious acceptance, for I never knew so young a body with so old a head.
This letter from Valerio doth commend a young and learned doctor to our court. Where is he?
He attendeth here hard by to know your answer, whether you'll admit him.
With all my heart. Give me your hand. You come from old Valerio?
I did, my lord.
You are welcome. Take your place. Are you acquainted with the difference that holds this question in the court?
I'm informed thoroughly of the cause. Which is the merchant here, and which the Jew?
Antonio and old Shylock, both. Stand forth.
Is your name Shylock?
Shylock is my name.
Of a strange nature is the suit you follow. Yet in such a rule that the Venetian law cannot impugn you as you do proceed. You stand within his danger, do you not?
Aye, so he says.
Do you confess the boff?
I do.
Then must the Jew be merciful?
Oh, on what compulsion must I? Tell me that.
The quality of mercy is not straying. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. 'Tis mightiest in the mightiest. It becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. His scepter shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty, wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings. But mercy is above this sceptred sway.
It is enthroned in the hearts of kings. It is an attribute to God himself. And earthly power doth then show likest gods, when mercy seasons justice. Therefore, Jew, though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in the course of justice none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. I have spoke thus much to mitigate the justice of thy plea, which if thou follow, this strict court of Venice must needs give sentence against the merchant there.
No. My deeds upon my head, I crave the law, the penalty and forfeit of my bond.
Is he not able to discharge the money?
Yes, here I tender it for him in the court. Yea, twice that sum. If this will not suffice, I will be bound to pay it 10 times, on forfeit of my hands, my head, my heart. If this will not suffice, it must appear that malice bears down truth. I beseech you, rest once the law to your authority. To do a great right, do a little wrong. Curb this cruel devil of his will.
That must not be. There is no power in Venice can alter a decree established. 'Twill be recorded for a precedent, and many an error by the same example will rush into the state. It cannot be.
A Daniel come to judgment. Yea, a Daniel. Oh, wise young judge, how I do honor thee.
I pray you, let me look upon the bond.
Here it is, most reverend doctor, here it is.
Shylock, there's thrice thy money offered thee.
An oath, I have an oath in heaven. Shall I lay perjury upon mine own soul? No, not for Venice.
Why, this bond is forfeit. And lawfully by this the Jew may claim a pound of flesh.
No.
To be by him cut off nearest the merchant's heart.
No.
Be merciful. Take thrice thy money. Bid me tear the bond.
When it is paid according to the tenor. It doth appear you are a worthy judge. You know the law. Your exposition hath been most sound. I charge you by the law, whereof thou art a well-deserving pillar. Proceed to judgment. By my soul I swear there is no power in the tongue of man to alter me. I stay for judgment.
Most heartily I do beseech the court to give the judgment.
Why then, thus it is. You must prepare your bosom for his knife.
No. Honorable judge. Oh, excellent young man.
Are there balance here to weigh the flesh?
I have them ready.
Have by some surgeon, Shylock, on your charge, to stop his wounds, lest he do bleed to death.
Is it so nominated in the bond?
It is not so expressed, but what of that? 'Twere good you do so much for charity.
I cannot find it. It's not in the bond.
You, merchant, have you anything to say?
But little. I am armed and well prepared. Give me your hand, Bassanio. Fare you well. Grieve not that I am fallen to this for you, for herein Fortune shows herself more kind than is her custom. It is still her use to let the wretched man outlive his wealth, to let him view with hollow eye and wrinkled brow an age of poverty, from which lingering penance of such despair she does cut me off. Commend me to your honourable wife. Tell her of Antonio's passing. Say how I loved you. Speak me fair in death. And when the tale is told, bid her be judge whether Bassanio had not once a love. Repent but you, that you shall lose your friend, But I repent not that I pay your debt, for if the Jew do cut but deep enough, I'll pay it presently with all my heart.
Antonio, I am married to a wife which is as dear to me as life itself. But life itself, my wife, and all the world are not with me esteemed above thy life. I would lose them all. I sacrifice them all here to this devil to deliver thee.
Your wife would give you little thanks for that, if she were by to hear you make the offer. A pound of that same merchant's flesh is thine. The court awards it, and the law doth give it.
All rightful judge.
And you must cut this flesh from off his breast. The law allows it, and the court awards it.
Oh, learned judge, a sentence. Come prepare.
Tarry a little. There is something else. This bond doth give thee no jot of blood. The words expressly are a pound of flesh. Take then thy bond. Take thou thy pound of flesh. But if in the cutting it thou dost shed one drop of Christian blood, all thy goods and lands are, by the laws of Venice, confiscated unto the state of Venice.
Upright judge, Mark Jew, a learned judge.
Is that the law?
Thyself shalt see the act. For as thou urgest justice, be assured thou shalt have justice, more than thou desirest.
A learned judge, Mark Jew, a learned judge.
I take this offer, pay the bond thrice, let the Christian go.
I have thy money for you here.
Soft! The Jew shall have all justice. Soft, no haste. He shall have nothing but the penalty.
Oh, judge, you a learned judge, a learned judge.
Therefore prepare thee to cut off the flesh. Shed thou no blood, nor cut thou less, nor more, but just a pound of flesh. If thou takest more or less than a just pound, be it so much as makes it light or heavy in the substance, or the division of the 20th part of one poor scruple. Nay, if the scale do but turn in the estimation of a hair, thou diest, and all thy goods are confiscated.
A second, Daniel, a Daniel, still say I. Now, Jew, we have you upon the hip.
Why doth the Jew pause? Take thy forfeiture.
Give me but my principal, let me go.
I have it for thee here.
He
There
hath
it is.
refused it in the open court. He shall have merely justice, and his bond.
Jew, a second Daniel, a Daniel. I thank you, Jew, for teaching me that word.
Shall I not barely have my principal?
Thou shalt have nothing but the penalty, to be so taken at thy peril, Jew.
The devil give him good of it, I'll stay no longer question.
Tarry, Jew! The law hath yet another hold on you. It is enacted in the laws of Venice that if it be proved against an alien that by direct or indirect attempts he seek the life of any citizen, the part against which he doth contrive shall seize one half his goods. And the other half comes to the privy coffer of the state. And the offender's life lies at the mercy of the Duke only, against all other voice. In which predicament, I say, thou standst.
Yes.
For it appears by manifest proceeding, thou hast indirectly, and directly too, contrived against the very life of the defendant. And thou hast incurred the danger formerly by me rehearsed. Down, therefore, and and beg mercy of the Duke.
Beg! Beg that thou mayest have leave to hang thyself. And yet, your wealth being forfeit, thou hast not the value of a cord, and must be hung at the state's charge.
Thou shalt see the difference of our spirits. I pardon thee thy life before thou ask it. For half thy wealth, it is Antonio. The other half comes to the general state, which humbleness may drive unto a fine.
Aye, for the state, not for Antonio.
Nay, take my life and all. Pardon not that. You take my house when you do take the prop that doth sustain my house. You take my life when you take the means whereby I live.
What mercy can you render him, Antonio?
None.
So it please my lord the Duke and all the court to quit the fine for one half of his goods. I am content. So he will let me have the other half in use, to render it upon his death unto the gentleman that lately stole his daughter. Two things more provided, that for this favour he do record a gift here in the court of all he dies possess unto his son Lorenzo and his daughter. The second, that he do presently become a Christian.
He shall do it, or else I do recant the pardon that I late pronounced here.
Art thou contented, Jew? What dost thou say?
I am content.
Clerk, draw a deed of gift.
I pray thee, give me leave to go from hence. I am not well. Send the deed after me, I will sign it.
Get thee gone, but do it.
In christening, Jew, shalt thou have 2 godfathers. Had I been judge, you'd have had 10 more to bring you to the gallows, not the font.
So, I do entreat you to my home for dinner.
I do humbly desire your grace of pardon. I must away tonight toward Padua, and its meat I presently set forth.
I am sorry that your leisure serves you not. Antonio, gratify this gentleman, for in my mind you are much bound to him.
Most worthy gentlemen, I and my friend, by your wisdom, have been this day acquitted of most grievous penalties, in lieu whereof 3,000 ducats due unto the Jew. We freely cope your courteous pains withal.
And stand indebted, over and above, in love and service to you evermore.
He is well paid that is well satisfied, and I, delivering you, am satisfied, and therein do account myself well paid. My mind was never yet so mercenary. I pray you, know me when we shall meet again. I wish you well, and so I take my leave.
Dear sir, I must attempt you further. Take some remembrance of us as a tribute, not as a fee. I pray you grant me 2 things, not to deny me and to pardon me.
You press me far, and therefore I shall yield. Give me your gloves. I'll wear them for your sake. And for your love, I'll have this ring from you. Do not draw back your hand. I'll have no more. And you, in love, shall not deny me.
This ring, alas, it is a trifle. I would not shame myself to give you this.
I'll have nothing else but only this. And now methinks I have a mind to it.
As more depends on this than on the value. The dearest ring in all Venice will I give you, only for this, I pray you. Pardon me.
I see, sir, you are liberal in offers. First, you taught me how to beg. And now methinks you teach me how a beggar should be answered.
This ring was given me by my wife. When she put it on, she made me vow neither to give, nor sell, nor lose it.
That excuse serves many a man to save his gifts. And if your wife be not a mad woman, and know how well I have deserved the ring, she would not hold out enemy forever for giving it to me. Well, peace be with you.
Lord Bassanio, let him have the ring. Let his deservings and my love withal be valued against your wife's commandment.
Go, Gratiano, run, make haste, overtake him. Give him the ring, and bring him, if thou canst, unto Antonio's house. Go, make haste. Come, you and I will thither presently, and in the morning early shall we fly towards Belmont. Come, Antonio.
Inquire the Jew's house out. Give him this deed, and let him sign it. We'll away tonight and be a day before our husband's home. This deed will be well welcome to Lorenzo.
Fair sir, you are well o'ertaken. My lord Bassanio, upon more advice, has sent you here this ring, and doth entreat your company for dinner.
That cannot be. His ring I do accept most thankfully, and so I pray you tell him. Furthermore, I pray you, show my youth old Shylock's house.
That will I do.
Sir, I would speak with you. I'll see if I can get my husband's ring that I did make him swear to keep forever.
Thou mayest, I warrant. We'll have old swearing that they did give the rings away to men, but we'll outface them and outswear them too. Make haste. Thou knowest where I will tarry.
Come, good sir. Will you show me to this house?
The moon shines bright. In such a night as this, when the sweet wind did gently kiss the trees and they made no noise, in such a night, Troilus, methinks, mounted the Trojan walls, and sighed his soul towards the Grecian tents where Cressida lay that night. In such a night did Jessica steal from a wealthy Jew, and with an unthrift love did run from Venice as far as Belmont.
In such a night did young Lorenzo swear he loved her well, stealing her soul with many vows of faith and never a true one.
In such a night did pretty Jessica, like a little shrew, slander her love, and he forgave her.
I would outnight you, but hark! I hear the footing of a man.
Who comes so fast in silence of the night?
A friend.
A friend? What friend? Your name, I pray you, friend?
Stefano is my name. I bring word that my mistress will, before the break of day, be here at Belmont. She doth stray about holy crosses, where she kneels and prays for happy wedlock hours.
Who comes with her?
None but a holy hermit and her maid. Pray tell me, is my master yet returned?
He is not yet, nor have we heard from him. But go in, I pray thee, Jessica, and ceremoniously let us prepare some welcome for the mistress of the house.
Sola! Sola! Wah-ha-ho! Sola! Sola!
Who calls?
Master Lorenzo! Sola! Sola!
Leave hollowing man here.
Sola! Where?
Here.
Tell him there's a post come from my master with his horn full of good news. My master will be here ere morning.
Sweet soul, let's in and expect their coming. And yet, no matter, why should we go in? My friend, Stefano, signify, I pray you, within the house your mistress is at hand, and bring your music forth into the air. Come ho, and wake Diana with a hymn. With sweetest sounds, pierce your mistress's ear, and draw her home with music.
I'm ever sweet when I hear merry music.
The man that has no music in himself, nor is moved with concord of sweet sounds, is fit for treason, stratagems, and spoils. The motions of his spirit are as dark as night, and his affection dull as Erebus. Let no such man be trusted. Mark the music.
That light we see is shining from my hall. How very far that little candle throws its beam. So shines a good deed in a naughty world.
When the moon shone, we did not see the candle.
Hark! Music!
It's your music, madam, of the house.
Nothing is good I see without respect. Methinks it sounds much sweeter than by day.
Silence bestows that virtue on it, madam.
The crow don't sing as sweetly as the lark when neither is attended. And I think the nightingale, should she sing by day when every goose is cackling, would be thought no better a musician than the wren. How many things by season seasoned are, to their right praise and true perfection. Peace, ho! The moon sleeps with Endymion, and would not be awake.
That is the voice, or I am much deceived, of Portia.
He knows me as the blind man knows the cuckoo, by the bad voice.
Dear lady, welcome home.
We have been praying for our husband's welfare, which speed, we hope, the better for our words. Are they returned?
Madam, they are not yet, but there is a messenger come before to signify their coming.
Go in, Nerissa, and give order to my servants that they take no note at all of our being absent hence. Nor you, Lorenzo. Jessica, nor you.
Your husband is at hand. I hear his trumpet. We are no telltales, madam. Fear you not.
Welcome home, my lord.
I thank you, madam. Give welcome to my friend. This is the man. This is Antonio, to whom I am so infinitely bound.
No, you should in all sense be much bound to him. For as I hear, he was much bound for you.
No more than I am well acquitted of.
Sir, you are welcome to our house. It must appear in other ways than words. Therefore, I scant this breathing courtesy.
By yonder moon, I swear you do me wrong. In faith, I gave it to the judge's clerk. Would that he were Gelt that had it, for my part, since you do take it so much, love, at heart.
Quarrel, ho! Already? What's the matter?
About a hoop of gold, a paltry ring which she did give me, whose posy was for all the world like a cutler's poetry on a knife. Love me and leave me not.
What talk you the posy, or the value? You swore to me when I did give it to you that you would wear it till your hour of death, and it should lie with you in your grave. You should have been more respective and kept it. Gave it to a judge's clerk. God is my judge. That clerk will ne'er wear hair on his face that had it.
He will, and he lives to be a man.
Aye, if a woman lived to be a man.
You were to blame, I must be plain with you. To part so slightly with your wife's first gift, a thing stuck on with oaths upon your finger, and so riveted with faith into your flesh. I gave my love a ring, and made him swear never to part with it. And here he stands. I would be sworn for him. He would not leave it, nor pluck it from his finger, for all the wealth the world masters. In faith, Graziano, you give your wife too unkind a cause of grief. And 'twere to me, I should be mad at it.
Why, I were best to cut my left hand off and swear I lost the ring defending it.
My Lord Bassanio gave his ring away. Unto the judge that begged it, and indeed deserved it. And then the boy, the judge's clerk, he begged mine. And neither man nor master would take aught but the 2 rings.
What ring gave you, my lord? Not that which you received of me.
I could add a lie unto a fault, I would deny it, but as you see, my finger hath not the ring on it. It is gone.
Even so void is your false-hearted truth. By heaven, I will ne'er come in your bed until I see the ring.
Nor I in yours, till I again see mine.
Sweet Portia, if you did know to whom I gave the ring, if you did know for whom I gave the ring, and could conceive for what I gave the ring, and how unwillingly I left the ring, when naught would be accepted but the ring, you would abate the strength of your displeasure.
I'll die for it, but some woman had the ring.
No, madam, by my honour, by my soul, no woman had it but a civil doctor, which did refuse 3,000 ducats of me, and begged the ring, the which I did deny him, and suffered him to go away. Even he that had upheld the very life of my dear friend. What should I say, sweet lady? I was enforced to send it after him. I was beset with shame and courtesy. My honour would not let ingratitude so much besmear it. Pardon me, good lady, for by these blessed candles of the night, had you been there, I think you would have begged the ring of me to give the worthy doctor.
That which you did promise to keep for me, I will become as liberal as you. By my honour, which is yet mine own, I'll have that doctor for my bedfellow.
And I his clerk. Therefore be well advised how you do leave me to mine own protection.
Well, do you so, but let not me take him, because if I do, I'll mar the young clerk's pen.
I am the unhappy subject of these quarrels.
Sir, grieve not you. You are welcome notwithstanding.
Hear me. Pardon me this fault, and by my soul I never will break an oath with thee.
I once did lend my body to his wealth, which, but for him that has your husband's ring, had quite miscarried. I dare be bound again, my soul upon the forfeit that my lord will never more break faith advisedly.
Then you shall be his surety. Give him this, and bid him keep it better than the other.
Here, Lord Bassanio, swear to keep this ring.
By heaven, is the ring I gave the worthy doctor.
I had it of him. Pardon me, Bassanio, for by that ring, the doctor lay with me.
And pardon me, my gentle Graziano, for that same scrubbed boy, the doctor's clerk, in lieu of this, last night did lie with me.
Why, this is like the mending of the highways in summer, when the ways are fair enough. What? Are we with cuckolds? We've even deserved it.
Speak not so grossly. You are all amazed. Here is a letter. Read it at your leisure. It comes from Padua, from Valeria. There you shall find that Portia was the doctor, Nerissa there her clerk. Lorenzo here shall witness I set forth as soon as you, and even but now return, I have not yet entered my house. Antonio, you are welcome. And I have better news in store for you than you expect. Unseal this letter soon. There you shall find that 3 of your argosies are richly come to harbor suddenly. You shall not know by what strange accident I chanced upon this letter.
I am dumb.
Were you the doctor, and I knew you not?
And you, the clerk who is to make me cuckold?
I, but the clerk that never means to do it, unless she live until she be a man.
Sweet doctor, you shall be my bedfellow. When I am absent, then lie with my wife.
Sweet lady, you have given me life and living, for I read here for certain my ships are safely come to road.
How now, Lorenzo? My clerk hath some good comforts for you too.
Aye, and I'll give them him without a fee. There do I give to you and Jessica, from the rich Jew, a special deed of gift, after his death, of all he dies possessed of.
Oh, fair ladies, you drop manna in the way of starved people.
Oh, it is almost morning, yet I am sure you are not satisfied with these events at full. Let us go in and charge us thereupon interrogatories, and we will answer all things faithfully.
Well, let it be so. And the first interrogatory upon which my Nerissa shall be sworn is whether till the next night she would stay, or go to bed now, being 2 hours to the day. But were it day, I should wish it dark, that I were couching with the doctor's clerk. And while I live, I will fear no other thing so sore as keeping safe Nerissa's ring.